I'm Clayton Greenleaf. I'm 63 years old. I live in Collegedale, Tennessee, and my passion is restoring old vehicles. I enjoy restoring old cars. Probably close to 50 years. Years ago, when I was in my 20s, I injured it lifting cordwood, I worked in the woods for a little bit, for a logger. And then the job that I had before, I was restoring cars a lot. I was working in a regular body shop, with wrecks. And I was on the frame machine, which is brutal. You're up and down, you have big chains and pulleys and hydraulics, and and you don't think you're going to hurt yourself because you're young and full of vim and vigor, but after a few years, when you fall off the machine and you twist your back and you're underneath and all bowed up, and after a few years of that, it takes its toll. I was in pain all the time, couldn't sleep well, couldn't sit down, couldn't lay down. I was in pain constantly, taking a lot of painkillers. I was taking painkillers probably, I'd say 5, 6 years, and my back kept getting progressively worse and worse, and I kept going to work when I shouldn't have, but it's a lot of it's denial. You do what you got to do. Then all of a sudden, I got to a point where I couldn't do what I do. It takes its toll on you mentally, emotionally. I'm retired now, but I still restore these old cars for people, and it was taken away from me before this surgery. I mean, I was done. I couldn't handle that. I couldn't do anything else. I was all done, as far as like activities go. It would just be severe pain every time I tried to do anything. So I just sat here in the chair and watched television.
He's not telling the whole story. Yeah. His back was so very bad. He was so depressed. It's like it went on for weeks and weeks. He tried doctor after doctor locally, and they treated him the best that they knew how, but nothing worked for him. And it got to the point where I didn't really know what to do for him or to do with him. I was so concerned about him and his frame of mind because of the pain, and thinking that there's no help out there.
Finally, a man associate of mine who also works on cars told me about Bonati because he had his surgery there, and so I called up and went through the process, and it was only about 2 weeks after I called I was at Bonati's having surgery. As soon as I walked into the Bonati Institute, the greeter at the door puts you right at ease. I mean, you went in there 15 seconds, and it was a very calming experience, and they were all really nice, and the system was real good. You went through, 1, 2, 3, everything was done, and it took a lot of the nervousness pressure off. I had 3 surgeries, and after the first one, I went back to the place where we were staying, and the next morning I got up and walked around the block, and I hadn't been able to walk that far for, I don't know, a couple of years, and it was amazing. Well, to tell you the truth, I got very emotional. Being able to walk without pain for the first time in years, it's very emotional.
They're going to get a good prognosis. If they have pinched nerve pain, there are good chances that we can eliminate the pain or make it tolerable so that they can go through normal activities of daily living. People don't come here to be patted on the head or to be given medicine. People come here because they have pain which is truly affecting the quality of their life. Being able to have a positive impact on that pain is very rewarding.
The part that I liked was, after the preparation for the surgery and everything, and then after you get out of the recovery room, you could just get up and walk.
The patients get up, there's so little recovery time, They are happy, they are pain-free. That's the key, and they get their lives back.
I can't really describe it. It's like being let out of jail. You know, you got a new freedom, got a new lease on life, and I can do my work on these old cars and don't have to worry about pain, you know, and the freedom of movement and doing what I want to do. And I can ride motorcycles now. And I rode motorcycles when I was younger, but I could say, you know, before I had the surgery down there, I was just done. I couldn't ride a motorcycle. I couldn't even get on it, never mind ride it. You know, so this is great. 41 Chevy.
In one hand and welding torch in the other.
Yep.
Literally cutting and welding it together. Cutting and welding it together.
That's right. Yep. All bowed up and
no problems.
no problems. Yeah. Drag it out of the field and woods like that. It's a little pride and joy. Mostly pride. Al and I were out in his garage in the summertime building this. Oh my goodness. Oh man, this is great. Only in America.
Well, it's amazing to see somebody who is sick and is without hope and has situations where they were already told that nothing can be done, and we can correct that.
Can you imagine a bad back taking all this away from you, all this fun?